Welcome to the ultimate book video. And why is this the ultimate book video, you might ask? Well, that's because today we're going to fit as many bookish activities into one video as we possibly can. This will include going to a romance-only bookstore, little free libraries, doing a huge book haul, a reading vlog, book reviews, all of the fun stuff. This is only my second year reading, but I've really kickstarted it well. End of last year, I was in New York and I was living there for a few months, and while I was there, I bought a bunch of new books, finally got to visit the Ripotis, an independent bookstore, and got myself a Kindle. This year, we should be all set up for reading. But I've been in a reading slump from February, and it is now end of May, so we really need to kickstart this. I have books on my TBR, and I have a reading goal of 30 books this year. We're currently at 6. Now I understand when people start to get worried about their goal not being met, but at the end of the day, we do all this reading for fun. It's for entertainment. Sometimes I just naturally take breaks from reading when I can't find the joy in it. The first thing on our list is going to a romance-only bookstore. Right now. Let's go! I just got back from the Steamy Lit store and it was so much fun, and they had so much more stuff than I actually thought. So before we move forward with our book haul from New York, I want to show you guys what I got at the store. We got a little bag, and they had so many stuff, as you saw in the clips, bunch of different sections with different authors. They even had autographed versions, and essentially I decided to contain myself and get something that I've actually been wanting and needing, which is a new book sleeve. So I picked up myself a little book sleeve. They had a bunch of different options, also ones with zippers. I opted for this one. It's a super cute blue, white, like almost like a tie-dye, beachy, and then it just has this dotted print on the inside. So I'm super excited about this. Now I can bring my books everywhere. And then as we were checking out, I didn't even notice. My husband noticed that there was a little free library right next to the checkout counter, which is so nice. It was the cutest thing ever. She has a little closet with a bunch of free books that you can grab, and there were so many arcs in there. If you've seen the short that I posted of it, I'm gonna make sure to link it up here, otherwise it'll be on my TikTok. And I ended up picking up a book. So I picked up The Violet Hour by Victoria Benton Frank, and I read the synopsis and I'm gonna read to you guys. After sudden losses and career changes turn their lives upside down, best friends Allie and Violet must lean on each other as they try to find themselves again. And what better place to look for success, meaning, and possible love? The Low County of South Carolina. What? Okay, this seems like the best thing ever. It seems like a really good read that will also have a lot of deeper meaning, maybe like being in your 20s, sort of like figuring out life situations. So glad I was able to pick this up. I went to the Deerfield Beach location, but I know she also has a location in Tampa. Go to any of those Steamy Lit stores. Maybe check for a little free library at the checkout. Now for the other section of the book haul. I just got back after being a few months in New York, and I got so many books while I was there. To be fair, I was living there for like 5-6 months, so this stack of books is not something I bought on a short trip. I bought them over the span of many months. And before we continue, for reference, this is my second year reading, and before I left, this is what my bookshelf contained. I have 11 books on the shelf, and one of them is a short novella. So this is what I had when I left for New York, and let's just say we have definitely filled up that bookshelf. So let's go through all the books and then we can fill up the bookshelf afterwards. Here is our stack of books. It contains, I don't even know how many books, all from different stores. And there's a good mix of romance, fantasy, and thriller, so let's just start going through them all. On the top is actually a book that I did not get in New York. This is a book that I recently picked up since I got back to Florida, and I actually found it in a little free library, so I didn't even buy it. If you saw my TikTok, I went little free library hunting, which is so much fun, and I ended up finding a Frida McFadden book, which I was so excited about because I read The Housemaid and I absolutely loved it. So I'm hoping that I'll also really love this book. I have no clue what it's about. No clue at all, but super excited to read another Freedom McFadden book, so I picked this one up here in Florida. I got First Time Caller by B.K. Borzin, and I already read this book. Absolutely loved it. It was on the verge of being a 5-star for me. It was just what I needed. I actually got this book when I was in a major reading slump, and this really kickstarted me getting out of my reading slump. This is an adorable story. It's about Aiden, who works as a radio host, and Lucy's daughter calls in and asks for help for her mom's love life, and goes absolutely viral. And then she goes on this radio show and they fall in love on the air, which is just was so cute. I'm pretty sure I gave this like 4.25 stars or something like that. Amazing pickup if you're looking for like an easy, fun, but also heartwarming read. Let's just get the other B.K. Borzin book out of the way. This is Business Casual, which is a part of her Love Light Farms series, and I picked up this book in full. I also read this, really liked it. It was not as high on the list as First Time Caller, but super easy read. I had a little bit of an issue with, I think maybe both the main characters. I don't know. It was still a really fun read, and I still really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 3 stars or 3.25 stars. Fun read, but like small town fall vibes, and then there's a bunch of other books in the series as well. We got the Allie Hazelwood in the house. I actually have the Love Hypothesis here on my shelf, and this was the first ever 5-star read. That says a lot. So I wanted to pick up Love Theoretically as well, and I had high hopes for it. But sadly, it didn't really do the same thing for me. It was a fun read, but as you could tell, I can't really recall a lot. But yeah. I also got The Deal by Elle Kennedy, which this started a whole new journey in my reading. I picked this up at Target because I've had it on my TBR forever. I've been wanting to kind of like try out a hockey romance, and then went on to continue reading all of the Briar U and the Off Campus and everything. So safe to say this was a solid book. Then I tried out something new. I got The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I've heard so much about this series from a bunch of booktubers, and to be fair, I wasn't really 100% sure what to expect from this. It's not really the same as like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I think they describe it as Criminal Minds, but if it was like high school students, which I feel like is a pretty accurate description of it. Yeah, it was fun to try a new like style of book, but I don't really think this is my favorite. And talking about A Girl's Guide to Murder, I picked up the 3rd book of the series while I was there, and now that we're back, we can finally collect the whole series together. I absolutely love A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. It is probably my #1 book series that I would recommend to anybody. And this one, As Good as Dead, it was great. Just absolutely great. I think I gave this almost 5 stars because I did figure out the plot. But there's kind of like 2 halves to the book. There's almost like a part 1 and a part 2. Really fun read. Then I picked up the 2nd book in the Akatar series. I was absolutely obsessed. Like, are you kidding me? One of my top books right now. It gave me everything I wanted. It was amazing. It just makes me want to read all the Akatar books now. So we definitely have to pick up the next book in the series, which I'm not really sure what is. Wings and Ruin? Okay, we are down to the last 2 books. We have a bookmark in one of them. I picked up a little bookmark at the Rip Bodice while I was there, and it's from a small business called Cozy Reach Shops, so I'll make sure to link it in the description. We have a little Caraval moment. Yeah, I've gotten a few pages into this, 130 pages in, and I can't seem to get any further. This is a soft DNF for now. I'll pick it up at some point when I feel like trying it out again. This book is on my 25 books I anticipate to read this year, and that is Fourth Wing, and this is what we'll be reading later. I am so excited. I'm getting almost 200 books. I'm at page 180, I believe. So almost 200 pages in. And I'll be talking a lot about this book, but for now, really enjoying it, and I did pick it up in New York. Now, that's technically all the physical books I got while I was in New York, but I got myself a Kindle, which means we are now officially a Kindle girly, and I'm so stoked about it. I kid you not, in the last 2 weeks of December, I read 5 books, which is unheard of for me. I'm still like somewhat of a new reader. I think I read like sort of slow. And for the first 3 months, I did have Kindle Unlimited, so I read so many books on this, and we still have so many books to read on it. If you are considering a Kindle, I could not recommend it more. It is amazing. So now I have so many fun books I can read this summer. Before we move on to reading Fourth Wing, let's put all the books up on the shelf right behind us. Alright, this is our current situation. I do have a second copy of The Cruel Prince. This one is in Danish, if you were confused. This shelf needs to be figured out. I'm hoping we could finally fill it up all the way. That would be so satisfying. So let's just take them all out. Let's put up our Alley Hazelwood, our B.K. Borson. The height of these books are gonna really bother me when we get further into this. Moving on from The Summer I Turned Pretty, we are gonna transition into ACOTAR because they all have the same kind of like neon spine. There we go. Our good girls get to murder together. The Naturals and The Teacher. Are you kidding me? We now have our first bookshelf complete. Such a cute little one. And it has a little star. No way. This is a mass market paperback of a book that recently dropped off at a little free library. Look at this little free library, so cute. Alright, I decided to get into bed. It is almost 10:50 and I did some reading out on our couch, but I just felt like getting cozy in bed. Cause to me, I feel like the second it gets close to like 10, it's getting late. So we did get past page 200 and we are now at chapter 18. I am really liking it so far. Got past like all the training and the threshing and the book is just getting good. I can feel it. But for now, I'm gonna put on some music and then I'm gonna continue my reading. So let's get into our reading. We are now back with a final review and thoughts and feelings on Fourth Wing. It's been a few days, but I finally finished it because I got busy with other stuff. And I'm happy to announce that this is the first 5-star of this year. This book is what I've been waiting for. I don't know why I put it off. I absolutely loved it. So let me just give you like a spoiler-free review of this quickly. I absolutely love the whole setup of the book, which is at this college. Specifically, we follow the section where they are training to be dragon riders to go fight in the war that's going on outside of their borders. I loved Violet in this book. I love that she is like the underdog, but then uses her other strength, which is her knowledge and her brain to outsmart everybody. I love the relationship that we're starting with Satan in this book, and I wanted to like screech. And when we finally progressed a little bit in that like love story, I was loving it, and you could not tell if he wanted to like off her or kiss her or like I loved the tension. It gave me the romance, it gave me the high stakes. I was bawling my eyes out at some point. I think we all know which point. I loved this book so much that I already have the next book on hold at the library. Now that we're talking about a library card though, I finally got myself a library card. And right now I'm on a budget, so this just really, it was genius. I went down to the library, it took 2 minutes to open it, then I downloaded the Libby app, started putting a bunch of books on hold. I have some books already sent to my Kindle, which is another genius thing. Um, if you have like an e-reader, you can send a copy of the book straight to it and read it from there. It has been a few days since I last filmed for this video, and in that time, I got some new books that joined my shelf. So I ended up winning a giveaway over on TikTok by another book talker. The prize was a book off of your wish list. So tell me why 3 books showed up. I don't know why I deserve this, but I am so incredibly grateful. So let's just go through them all. She sent me Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and I am so excited to read this because I've been seeing the series pop up on my TikTok a lot. Then she sent me A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is the 3rd book in the ACOTAR series. Previously in this video when I did the book haul, I showed you A Court of Mist and Fury. Absolutely loved it. So I cannot wait to continue the series, especially with where we left off in the 2nd book. If you know, you know. And lastly, she sent me Divine Rivals, which I've had on my TBR for such a long time, and I cannot wait to read this because I just think the whole premises of this book is so interesting. Based off what I've heard, this is set in a fantasy world, but it's more heavy on the romance, and I'm really excited to read this. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure that you follow along. I'll be posting a video every Thursday. I am so excited to get started with my YouTube journey, and I hope you want to join it. So until I see you next time, happy reading.